Alright, hey guys, and welcome back to another video. So it's been quite a while since I've done any form of a haul video or collection update. In fact, I think the last time I did one of these videos was November last year, amazingly. And I've had a couple of trips to Japan this year, and unfortunately I never got around to doing a haul video on my first trip out there. And as I've not long got back from my second trip out there, I've kind of thrown mostly everything that I picked up during my trips out there, and I've kind of thrown it all into one video here. Unfortunately, I couldn't find all of the items that I had picked up on my first trip out there this year, but this is mostly all of it. I'll go through maybe a couple of bits that I've forgot as we go through the video. So I've got quite a bit of Sonic merch here on the right here, as you can see on the camera. Now I'm going to go through every piece of Sonic merchandise that I've picked up here, explain a little bit of how I got it or where it's from and such, and a little bit different this year compared to my previous haul videos. I'm just going to quickly cover at the end some of the non-Sonic related stuff that I also brought back from Japan, which is some of the stuff you can see on the left here. I'm going to briefly cover some of that towards the end. I'm going to do all of the Sonic stuff first, of course, so for those only interested in the Sonic stuff, they can check that, and if you're not interested in the non-Sonic stuff, you can check out the video once I get to the end of the Sonic stuff, but I'll be sure to let you know as we go through. So, to start, I think we will start right here at the top, and we've got these Sonic keychains here. Now if you've seen my latest video, you would have seen that I rid the Sonic train in Saitama, Tokyo, Japan, and it's a little fun, amusing little kids train ride, and it is, I believe it was 400 yen for one adult to ride on it, but if you paid 600 yen you got this keychain, and I believe the translation on this at the top there says something like Sonic Train. I believe that says in Japanese. I'm not entirely certain, but it says something train related. I can recognise that much from it. But I was with someone at the time and we both went on it, so that's why I have two of them, because they're not really as into Sonic as much as I am. So it's really awesome to get two of these because it's quite an interesting and unique piece. If you haven't checked out the video of the Sonic train, it's only like 3 minutes long. I'll put a link in the description if you want to check that out. It's quite a funny, amusing thing. Now these to the right here, for long-time collectors, you might recognise these. These are the Sonic money banks that come out like the early to mid part of the 90s in Japan. I think there was a Knuckles to this set, but these two are actually given to me by my friend out there. I'm really grateful for. These are two really awesome looking pieces. If I get the camera down a little bit lower, you can get a closer look at some of their expressions. This is pretty cool. Definitely classic-like merch, which is really cool. So if we just come down to the right hand side of these, we've got some Sonic socks. These are classic orientated, but this is newer merchandise, and the chibi sort of design has got a really fluffy, cottony type material to those socks. I'm probably not going to wear these, but they look really awesome just having them set like that. I might even pin them to the wall. So to the right here we have a modern Sonic plush, even though it kind of looks like if you gave him black eyes he would pass as classic Sonic as well. This is kind of one of the newer plushes out in Japan at the minute. I picked this up in Joypolis, but it is not in fact a Joypolis exclusive. You can get this in some of the other shops, some of the other sort of video game related shops in Japan. Probably saw it in about 3 or 4 shops out there. Don't mind the Pepsi Max there photo bombing its way into the video. Now coming down, this item did come from Joypolis. This is the Amy Rose Sanai plush. These are coming more sought after and rarer to get a hold of now. I come across one of these in a second hand shop which was selling for 6,000 yen, which is that's trying to quickly convert it into my head right now. I've never been really good at maths, but I'm sure that's around £30–40, so that might be about $60. So yeah, the prices are going up on these, and the especially the Sonic, Tails and Knuckles ones. Amy seems to be the most common, but she's definitely getting a bit more rarer now. Coming to the left of her, we've got some more exclusive sort of rarer Sonic bits, and this is like this is actually food, and I can never pronounce these properly, these food bars. It's like Omino, I think it might be an Omino bar or something, but this is like a Sonic crossover with them. The only way I could describe what the actual item looks like inside is if you've ever had a What's-It before, just think like a giant What's-It, and that's kind of what it's like. But yeah, these are pretty cool, very unique. These were another gift actually from my friend out there. I've never actually seen these pop up again since out there. These were available during the summertime of this year, 2019, depending on when you're watching this video. So coming above, this is some more newer pieces that have only just come out within the last 4 weeks of October and September, I suppose technically. Sega have got some keychains and sort of pouches relating to their older consoles. So there is the Mega Drive, or Genesis for your American viewers, Sega Saturn, Dreamcast. Or was that it? I can't remember. I'm sure there was a fourth one. But yeah, basically there's these keychains. I've got a Mega Drive keychain there, and then there was a Sega Saturn one there just above the Joypolis ticket. These are from gacha machines out there, so you know, you put money in the machine, you twist the handle and you get a random capsule. Some of the second-hand shops you might be able to pick these up individually, but they will be a little bit more money. Also, Sega was doing these kind of like little pouches of the consoles' controllers, and there was also mini versions of the consoles themselves in a pouch form. It's technically kind of like a money bag. It's got a zip on the back. Some of these were quite expensive to find in the second-hand shops, and I just missed the gacha ones of these. They were just coming to an end, and then it was just coming through to these keychain ones. But yeah, always awesome to see Sega merchandise out there. So I've already said that the Joypolis ticket. Underneath all of this is a very big kind of like blanket thing of Sonic and some anime character. This was a crossover, I think, from last year, and I found this randomly in some Mandarake, which is kind of like the second-hand chain for memorabilia merchandise out there, and it was only 100 yen. I couldn't pass up that. I mean, 100 yen is literally like £1 or £2 or something, if that. And it's huge. I've actually got it folded in half here, but yeah, I don't know who this anime character is, but yeah, I can never know whether he's actually holding Sonic the Hedgehog or he's holding a Sonic plush. Still undecided on that one. So coming above him, we've got some more Sega badge related items. We've got a Knights badge and a Guardian Heroes. Guardian Heroes is probably my favourite game on the Sega Saturn. I'm a huge Sega Saturn fan. I'm very close to saying the Saturn might well be my favourite system of all time. I'm really kind of split on that one, I'm not sure, but if it's not, then it's definitely the most underrated system of all time for me. Next to that we have a Sonic coaster. It's very Japanesey. This is from Joypolis. I believe it's a Joypolis exclusive. I haven't seen them anywhere else out there. We've got some portfolio sleeves here. We've got a Love Life Sonic portfolio sleeve, and another portfolio sleeve of Sonic, Knuckles and Shadow. To the left of them is a coaster from the Sweets Paradise cafe that Sega crossed over with for their 25th anniversary a couple of years ago. Now these coasters are quite hard to come by, and this is probably the most common one out of the complete set that they had, which is Sonic Toon Fire and Ice. It's called Sonic Toon in Japan as opposed to Sonic Boom. Now I did get a few of the other rarer ones from these sets in my earlier trip to Japan this year, but I can't actually find them for this video, which I was a little bit disappointed with, but I might do a separate video on these at another point. But yeah, it's just a coaster that, as I said, you would imagine to put your drink on, but they're very collectible and sought after, and the ones that I've seen pop up in second-hand shops out there have been very expensive. So, coming below that, we have a very old Sonic the Hedgehog bag, essentially. Just imagine a general carrier bag that you get from a supermarket, a completely disposable one, but this was a Sonic and Tails one. But this is in amazing condition for just a general throwaway carrier bag. This was another item that was given to me by my friend, and it's such a unique item, and I really do like these kind of more unique, unusual items. Underneath that is a couple more Sega related badges. And I did just miss a couple of items here above. They almost got away, and these are some McDonald's toys out there. Now you might recognise the Sonic because he's quite universally well known, this toy, but underneath this one might not look so familiar to you, and this is the Dr. Eggman McDonald's toy that come out in Japan. Now you may be familiar with this toy featuring the adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog version Robotnik in this toy, but as that form of Robotnik wasn't really merchandise or widely known in Japan, they used the classic Dr. Eggman version for him. Hopefully it just focuses out there a little bit. I'm trying to pick it up as best as I can. There we go, you can see him. I come across him in a Mandarake, and that was a really awesome find. This is quite a harder piece to get hold of. If I had the standard English-American one, I'd do a little side-by-side, but he is up here somewhere in my Robotnik collection. In fact, there he is down there. You can't really see him too well because of the reflection, but he's just down there. Just in the middle of the camera there. But yeah, that was pretty awesome. I was pretty happy to pick him up. So we moved back down. Oh, there was a Sega 20th badge there. This was from the Sega Fez event, which I think was celebrating the 20th anniversary of the Sega 1 arcade in Akihabara. Pretty cool. Now coming down, we've got some really awesome pickups, and these are probably some of my favourite Sonic bits that I picked up while out in Japan. These are some Sega Saturn magazines from the era, of course, with featuring Sonic the Hedgehog front covers. And I might do a separate video just on these magazines themselves, going through and showing you. I've only actually opened 2 of these, but these are in mint condition, and these were really cheap to pick up. In fact, these 2 still have their original price on them. That one was 300 yen, and that one's 400 yen. I'm a big fan of video game magazines, especially from the olden era. When I say olden era, I kind of mean 90s to 2000s. We didn't really, as the internet wasn't really available during that period, especially for me, and there was no social media. We got all our game news from computer game magazines, and it was honestly, to me, like an art form. And I always loved picking monthly magazines up, especially Saturn, Dreamcast, and Games Master during that era. Really awesome. But yeah, these are the ones that they would have had in Japan. And you can see the original retail release of these ones. In the top right there was 390 yen. These ones were 540. Well, that one in the middle was. This one was actually 290. So really cool. As I said, I'm probably definitely going to do a video on these. The artwork on the front of these is really awesome, and as someone has noticed, someone has picked out, the front cover of this one was actually the Sonic artwork that was used in the Casinopolis pinball table in Sonic Adventure 1. That was really awesome. I didn't notice that, but the artwork on this one in the middle here is probably my favourite. Sonic looks absolutely awesome on there. And I think that's pretty much it, guys, for all the Sonic stuff here that I picked up. Really happy with the pickups that I got. Some really awesome gifts here from a friend. And yeah, so that's everything from the Sonic haul that I picked up. So I'm now going to quickly cover some of the other bits that I've picked up from Japan out here, the non-Sonic related stuff. So if you're not really interested in anything other than the Sonic stuff, then click off the video now, guys, and thanks for watching. For those that want to stay around a bit longer, let's move on. So let's go back up to the top. I'm not going to go into too much detail with everything, otherwise this video is going to go on for a long time. So we've got some unopened Pokemon card packets here. I haven't opened those yet. Next to that is, I had to pick this up because this is just such a unique, especially for this season, item. It's a pumpkin Pikachu. And there's a zip on the back of there, and it actually does have candy in there. And I picked this up from the Pokemon Center. It's just such an unusual, unique item. I just had to get it. The only sort of thing you'd see in Halloween. To the left of that, I only brought one figure back, and this is the Banpresto Frieza's second form. I'm a big fan of Frieza from Dragon Ball. In fact, he's my favourite character. I've got quite a reasonable I'd say, collection of Frieza. And I don't really have any proper figures of his second form, so I was quite excited to pick this one up. I haven't opened him yet, but he looks really awesome. I saw him on display in some of the shops in Japan. He's quite big though, so I'm a bit concerned where he's going to go because the tower is so long. On top of Frieza we have a Flareon plush. And to the left here we have quite a few issues of Megami. So I always buy Megami when I go to Japan. It's kind of the anime magazine of Japan. You get awesome artwork in there and kind of talks about the new animes that are out at the time. Of course it's all in Japanese, but it don't really take much to understand what the pictures are showing you in there. So I picked up the latest ones out there, and I actually picked up some of the older ones out there, again from some pre-owned shops, mostly mandarakes. I got some of the older issue ones, mostly looking for ones that had information, pictures from animes that I'm into from that era. This one on the top right here is actually from 2010. Focus is in there, you can see the 6 on the right there and it says 2010, but it's blurring up a little bit. Coming down, you can see just how big the pile is there of Megamis. I brought quite a lot of books back. The GameCube's kind of crashing the camera a bit there, getting involved. I have been playing the GameCube a little bit lately. So coming up here, here's some manga we're getting into now. This is from a pretty funny series that I've been kind of watching a little bit of lately, featuring like magic, which is quite an interesting combination for an anime. I've never really seen anything like it. And here's there's a badge and a keychain there from the series that I picked up because they look pretty funny. This is a Frieza face mask. I used one of these out there. This is an unused one. I picked 2 up and it's pretty funny and awesome. It's basically a beauty mask. You think of what a standard face mask is. You put on, you leave it on there for 20 minutes and you're supposed to feel the benefits are greatly for your skin and whatnot. You know, I'm not a beautician, but and this one looks literally like Frieza's face. On the bottom right there, that's what the face mask actually looks like, and it's pretty funny wearing one of these. Now there was other characters out there, not necessarily just anime related, but there was ones like from Star Wars, Marvel. There's pretty funny things, but I'm not going to lie to you, my face and skin felt pretty good afterwards. So there is that. So coming down, we've got some more manga. To the right of the manga, I visited the Capcom cafe in Saitama back in June, and there's a couple of bits I picked up from there. You don't really often see that much Mega Man merchandise, or Rockman as he's known out here. So we got a pen, a Mega Man at the bottom there, and Roll. Especially don't see Roll merchandise, so that was really awesome to pick up. Coming below that, we've got a Mario wristwatch. Now this is from Mario Sunshine, I believe. Let me just check the back. Yeah, this is definitely Mario Sunshine artwork. Now I wasn't sure if this was actually official at first, but after looking online it is indeed official, at least from my best knowledge. And it's a pretty awesome piece, and I don't know if I really want to open it because it's quite old and it's in literally mint condition. But yeah, it's awesome. I love Mario Sunshine. I remember getting it on launch. I think it actually was October the 4th. Actually, that game came out. Would it have been 2004? Maybe. Okay, so moving to the right, we've got some more manga, and this manga is actually one of my favourite current manga slash anime series that is currently going at the moment, and this is called Shinmao no New Testament, or the English translation is The Testament of Sister New Devil. And I'm currently in the process of trying to get all of the manga volumes that have been released. I'm missing a couple, but these are some of the ones that I picked up while out there. Now underneath that is actually some merchandise from this series, which I was insanely lucky to find. Merchandise from this series is quite hard to come by. Like, if you're going to find merch for this, with the exception of the manga or the anime Blu-ray box sets, whatever, but merchandise you're only going to come across by complete luck out there, unless it's like a new release. And these really funny looking keychains I actually come across by complete luck while walking through Nakano Broadway in Tokyo, and I saw them at the back of kind of like what a detail cabinet is. Like these cabinets that I've got here for my display, it was like in one of those right at the back, and there was like all figures from other series in front, and as soon as I saw what was there I had to pick them up. So we've got Mio here, Yuki, Maria. There's two Marias and another Mio. And these are really funny looking keychains. These were actually like sort of chibi versions that were used in the Censors during its first run. You might recognise them from. I'm unsure exactly how many there is from the full set. This may well be all of them, but I kind of don't think it is, as I've got two Mios, two Marias and only one Yuki, so there may well be another Yuki. And that's pretty much everything, guys. As I said, there was a couple more bits that I couldn't find from my summer trip to Japan, and that was some more of the Sweets Paradise coasters, Sonic coasters. I had a few more of the more interesting ones as opposed to Sonic Boom, because Sonic Boom is probably the least interesting one, the least one that anyone would probably really want. And yeah, that's it, guys. I appreciate it if you've stuck around to the end of this video. I really do appreciate all the continued support and any feedback you guys have got for the channel. I've kind of got the itch now to kind of start doing some more regular content on the channel. I kind of do apologise a little bit that this year's kind of been quite a slow one for uploads, really, compared to last year at least. I think there's probably been about 10-ish videos maybe I've uploaded this year, which you might sound a lot, but last year I probably did over 100. I'm not going to say I'm going to go back into crazy regular content like that, but I have a feeling I might start getting some more regular content out for you guys. I've kind of got the itch now to get back onto Sonic the Comic reviews a bit more now. But yeah, that's everything, guys. Thank you once again for watching, especially those all the way to the end. Stay tuned for some more uploaded content coming soon, whether it both being me myself doing the videos like this one, or some Sonic the Comic related. Until next one, guys, take care of yourselves and see you soon.